Don't sing love songs, you wake my mother. She's sleeping here right by my side, and in her right hand a silver dagger. She says, I can't be your bride. All men are false, says my mother. They'll tell you wicked loving lies, and the very next evening they'll court another, leave you alone to pine and sigh. My daddy is a handsome devil. He's got a chain 5 miles long, and on every link a heart does dangle of another maid he's loved and wronged. Go court another tender maiden, and hope that she will be your wife, 'cause I've been warned and I've decided to sleep alone all of my life. Family bands that sing and harmonise together. The Roaches, the Beach Boys, the Andrews Sisters, the Clancy Brothers, the Corrs, the Bee Gees. The unique, instinctive way they shape the songs. Grown up in the same household, they'll have listened to the same music their folks played. Possessing similar tubes, the way their airways and vocal cords are formed will be akin. Growing up, my older brother's musical tastes, Captain Beefheart, Devo, Gil Scott Heron, Todd Rundgren, Planksty, all influenced me. I'd hear them happily singing in their own bedroom, but they never crossed over to that public drunken party performing. I've wondered what it is that allowed me to sing at the drop of a hat. No needing to be asked twice. Perhaps half of singing is just having the confidence to open your gob and let it out. Helping Mum tidy my bedroom, singing a song together, probably Doris Day. Que sera, sera. Mum starts harmonising with me. Whatever will be, will be. And immediately I start singing what she's singing. We tried it again and again over the years, but I never had the confidence to just stick to the tune. My 8th birthday party, and the Waynes are performing their party pieces, dressed in my homemade, frilly, gypsy influence skirt and top. I pipe up with feelings. feelings, nothing more than feelings, trying to forget the feelings of love, teardrops rolling down on my face, trying to forget my feelings of feelings. Oh, I wish I'd never met. So earnest in my high-pitched, bit out of tune 8-year-old voice, trying to copy the sincerity of Perry Como. As Nancy, my mother, and my Aunt Ruby look on, I recall tears of emotion in my Aunt Ruby's eye as she has to leave the room. Years later, I discovered Aunt Ruby was actually pissing herself laughing at this surreal sincerity of her 8-year-old niece, and that's why she had to leave the room. Perry Como's voice still has a calming Mogadon effect on my ears. Como, comatose. Dad, Charlie, covered several of Perry's numbers, Catch a Falling Star, and I Love You So, For the Good Times, It's Impossible. My parents were great social singers, not in any kind of trad folk tradition. Dad crooned the songs of Como, Jim Reeves, Kenny Rogers, Baldunican, Roger Whittaker. Meanwhile, Mother covered Nana Muscuri, Judy Collins, and of course, Barbara. West of Scotland in the 1970s and 80s, my parents' generation were great emulators of American singing stars. I believe the profiterole of American stars on TV at the time, like the Rat Pack, actually had an influence on Glasgow's disastrously poor life expectancy. The cigarette, accompanied by the tumbler of whiskey, brandy, rum, gin, produced instant glamour. My parents' photographs at that period, without fail, include actually not unlike your own blessed Dave Allen, without the missing finger, with the missing, which side was it? Is it left or right? Fast forward 10 years, from 8 to 18, the Easter holidays 1988. On our holiday island town Millport, population 1,180. Visiting our caravan, bumping the population up to 1,185. Fresh from my first 2 terms at Trent Polytechnic, I joined my folks at one of their grown-up sing-alongs in the back room of the Newton pub, which in the 1980s was known as the Typically Tropical. Persuaded to get up and sing, I informed the in-house MC stroke guitarist, I'll be singing unaccompanied. My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not Afterwards, turned out my mother did mind. She was upset I'd stole one of her songs. Father's feedback was more about my presentation and posture. Charlie says, "Now, that wasn't too bad, Hen." He said, "But you need to sing out. Sing out. You're up there to entertain." By this stage, my dad had been touting himself professionally around pubs and clubs in Glasgow as Big Charlie and his singing machine. Now this is before your actual karaoke machine with a video screen and the couple walking hand in hand along the Sunset Beach. Charlie had acquired himself an 8-track machine and one frayed book of song choices to be passed round the tables. The most modern numbers being "Won't you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me to Funky Town?" and "You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round." So, the professional that he now was, Charlie could sagaciously pass this unasked for advice on to me. Sing out, you're up there to entertain. Meanwhile, Nancy is crying into her tumbler of brandy. "She's so miserable. She's so miserable." One singer, one song. When all the others were away at Mass, I was all hers as we peeled potatoes. They broke the silence, let fall one by one, like solder weeping off the soldering iron. Cold comforts set between us, things to share, gleaming in a bucket of clean water, and again let fall. Little pleasant splashes from each other's work would bring us to our senses. So, while the parish priest at our bedside went hammering tongs at the prayers for the dying, and some were responding and some crying, I remembered her head bent towards my head, her breath in mine, our fluent dipping knives, never closer the whole rest of our lives. That was from Seamus Heaney's poem Clearances. back in 2016, when Nancy had been dying over a 4-year period, I was holding her up in bed, comforting her while she was being sick again. She spouted, "You're not going to have MD to do this for you down the line." And I said, "Is that you only just realising that, Mother?" There are some who say, "You'll change your mind," when I state my well thought out choice. And there are those who are threatened by women who are humans first and not just walking wombs. People have asked me, "What if your mother had said she didn't want children?" And I've replied, "Then you'd be standing here, talking to yourself." A love and joy of storytelling naturally existed within my upbringing. The same stories repeated at gatherings, glitches in the timeline order or over who the actual protagonist really was. My mother was able to conduct half a dozen storylines at the same time, a trait I have annoyingly inherited. She discovered somewhere that what she had was called flight of mind, believing it was a real condition. And this was way back before our current state of ubiquitous diagnosis. Looking back at this kid, I desperately wanted to be grown up, to be like my folks, popular, getting dressed up to go for nights out, good singers, appreciated. Whereas in my teenage years, it was about not wanting to be like them at all and getting far, far away. Natural progression, of course. Now, approaching 60, I'm accepting of the fact that you can't remain far, far away from them and their ways. A similar scowl in the mirror, or the same noise you make getting into a comfy chair. My own extended yawn sounds just like Nancy now. Oh, hi. I have a theory about generational flip. You end up closer in behaviours to your grandparent. For example, my great-grandmother, Mrs. McKelvey, she was known as what they called a bleach girl. She worked in the bleach fields in my hometown, finishing the cloth that was produced in nearby Paisley. Her hands steeped in bleach 6 days a week. Doesn't come much cleaner than that. Whereas her daughter, my Grand Grieve, was never a great housekeeper. Producing 7 bairns most likely contributed to that. In reaction to that, my mother Nancy was an uber clean and tidy freak. House proud wasn't the word. So, guess what? Flipped again. Oh, look at the mucking. I've not been able to fully test this flip theory, possessing no daughter nor child of my own to carry on the hypothesis. I was never going to be a father, and by now we know I'll never be a real mother. So I don't need to take notes to remember how this feels from this side. Because down the line, there is no down the line. Standing next to you in the kitchen, doing the dishes. I still can't. Still can't. And so it remains, the unspoken, the unsaid. Away from you now, at my own kitchen table, I try writing it down, a letter to Mum. It will never get sent. All those long, drawn out afternoons, waiting on a little mini-me to walk so slowly up the road to home. I stop to pull a weed from a crack in the pavement, or I stop to wave 20 times at the old woman who's always stood at our window. Every time I hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. Maybe it is payback now. What goes around, comes around. My time to wait for you. Not even wait for you, just be. To take the time to listen, call, make tea, watch Corrie, notice that you've moved the pictures around. I take the bus from mine. It only takes 10 minutes while you travel from the other side of town. I meet up with you in the waiting rooms. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor. To honour my mother and to honour my father.
So strange they change from nature to minor. Every time we sing.